They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Tiffany asked that we make an attempt to court Katt Williams, but she's rapidly discovering the hard way that you shouldn't pursue relationships with people who aren't available to have fun. She was probably not prepared for Katt to hit her that hard, but she has been attempting to draw attention to herself by disclosing Katt's drug use. Katt will really come after you if she spills tea. This time, he revealed Tiffany to be a Hollywood elite puppet being used for their nefarious plans. Listen, you all need to join in on this crazy play where Katt is leaking all the tea, he declares, implying that Tiffany is really only a pawn. You wouldn't know Katt as a person if you assumed she would cease outing people in the business. Frankly, Katt is among the most tenacious and uncompromising individuals I have ever met. He never knows when to give up or cease brewing tea. He took things to the next level when he showed up on the Club Shay Shay podcast a few days ago. He also talked a lot about other famous people, such Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, and Diddy. Right now he revealed Kevin and Tiffany as con artists by pairing them up. Now, because this was uncommon, many thought that Katt had shot first. Consequently, many justified Kevin and Tiffany's initial use of physical force as self-defense. To be honest, wouldn't it irritate you if someone else began chasing you without warning? That is false, though, as Katt's attack was motivated by revenge for Tiffany and Kevin's attempts to damage his reputation, not by randomness as everyone had assumed. Alright, let me quickly go over the background for each and every one of you. Do you recall how Katt used to constantly expose the Illuminati and other dubious industrial groups? He claims that the powerful people in the industry have held him back and kept him from reaching his full potential, and as a result, he has suffered greatly. He was asked about his farts on Kevin Hart's choice to wear a dress on Saturday Night Live during the Club Shay Shay interview. Katt has previously discussed how strange and incorrect it was for black men in the industry to frequently be required to dress a certain way or behave in certain ways, such as glamorizing gay relationships for laughs. However, Katt objected to this practice, saying that it was an intentional attempt by the firm to disparage black males. He described it as an honor ritual, highlighting the fact that these black men's humiliation allows them to gain more notoriety. Kevin Hart addressed this as well, but with less vitriol than Katt did, saying he didn't think it was a good idea for men to wear gowns in general. He recently made an appearance in a dress on Saturday Night Live. He was called out for being a hypocrite, but he defended himself by claiming that he found it amusing that she was attending Saturday Night Live in a dress. It was entirely up to me to decide what to do. I look after myself. Katt was asked at the time about Kevin's attire, so let's go back to him. Furthermore, he said that he would not hold anybody accountable, not even Kevin, as it was already customary for black men to look like women in the profession in an effort to get fame and notoriety. Although he made no accusations or challenges of any type to Kevin, Kevin became quite hostile and irate over it. Because of this, he was genuinely in love with Katt when he and Tiffany Haddish went to the Breakfast Club, and Tiffany only nodded her head while seated next to him. Conversely, Kevin spent the whole morning club talking about how Katt was lying and how the corporation was out to get him. Furthermore, he asserted that Katt was the sole survivor and that Katt was just making up excuses to avoid taking responsibility for his own failings. He went on to claim that Katt was doing drugs and that he alone was to blame for his failed attempts at a career. Guys, it was a lot, and I think it's funny that he started doing drugs right away. It's amazing how quickly those who try to provide information about Hollywood are labeled as insane or deranged. Numerous celebrities, including Dave Chappelle and Kanye West, have experienced this. Remember that part about the pills. We'll get back to that soon. But in 2018, when things finally calmed down, we believed Katt had moved on. But it appears that he is still quite antagonistic toward Tiffany and Kevin based on what he said about them on Club Shay Shay. He attacked Kevin, saying that he isn't as successful as he makes himself out to be and that he invents untrue tales about his accomplishments to stroke his own ego. In addition, he said that Kevin is a showbiz insider who puts on sold-out performances to give the impression that he is a huge comedy hit. Katt also mentioned how remarkable Kevin's success is because there has never been a sizable crowd waiting to watch him play. Not a single individual in Hollywood, after working for 15 years, can recall ever seeing a sold-out Kevin Hart event. Perhaps no comedic club will ever offer him a standing ovation. When he arrived, he had already made his deals. Have we heard of a comedian who moved to Los Angeles and, in less than a year, won a comedy slot on a network TV show and appeared in his own film Soul Plane? No, it's not someone we know from the past or from the present. What is a plant, in your opinion? Then he made fun of Kevin for always getting hand-me-down roles, saying that he would always tell producers and writers that the dress scenes should be cut because he didn't want to do them and they weren't necessary, but they wouldn't listen whenever he was offered a role that required him to act in a peculiar way or wear a dress. Kevin took the part with great satisfaction when it was offered to him instead. Katt also had a few comments on Tiffany Haddish, calling her a puppet and tool of Kevin Hart and other big Hollywood characters. Moreover, he disclosed that she had concocted a story about her visit to the Comedy Store, saying that she had never been there. At first, Kevin Hart made an effort to appear unconcerned by stating that he wouldn't respond in a way that would denigrate a cat. However, it was obvious he was worried because he responded by referring to Katt as a clown who belonged in a circus. Even though Tiffany made a sincere effort to defend Kevin, Katt was too strong for her. Tiffany was weak and lacking in her answer, so Kevin decided to force Tiffany, who Katt had previously called his puppet, to stand up for him. In an attempt to refute Katt's assertion that she had never performed at the comedy shop, she began by enumerating her accomplishments. I have been behaving strangely. Nassau, I've been in Raven before. Recently, I've used a lot of waste. Yes, I was an extrovert. I appeared on every television show watched by white folks. I was on Ben, and it was the 1960s. All I want is that he remembers my past well. Dang. I suppose I'll text him to remind him. Is this Katt Williams, Doe? He resembles Charleston White quite a bit. Oh, and do you recall how Tiffany and Kevin attempted to portray Katt as a heroin addict? Tiffany, however, attempted to bring this up once more and criticized him for being an addict. She stated, "Katt Williams, I'm looking forward to working with you again one day. There's no question that we'll enjoy ourselves. I know I will at the very least because I shit on set every day we work together. I can't wait to laugh uncontrollably with you." She said, "I believe Katt Williams when he says he doesn't have a drug addiction. I am starting to doubt my convictions because of this more relaxed stance at the Emmys." Tiffany made an honest attempt to speak with Katt about her smoking habits after she was handed a rap sheet that was longer than a CVS bill. She was sued for child exploitation and sexual assault last year, and in the months prior, she had been arrested for a DUI. And now she's the spokesperson against tobacco use. Yes, she needs to take immediate action. And that just made her look even more silly when Katt made fun of her attempts to call him an addict. Katt replied angrily, saying that since he smoked, he had never had a run-in with the cops. A few weeks prior, Tiffany passed out while driving in the middle of the road, resulting in her automobile being pulled over and charged with DUI. Nor was it her first arrest. In 2022, she had been taken into custody for a DUI. Furthermore, sources indicate that she was captured on January 14, 2022, following her vehicle sliding into a Peachtree City, Georgia home's yard. The local police department released a statement saying that they were notified at about 2:30 a.m. about a driver on Highway 74 who was found to be asleep at the wheel. Tiffany, there's a lot of risk involved. Moreover, her friends are noticing that Tiffany is drinking way more around the holidays, as one of her friends put it. Tiffany enjoys drinking in a pleasant way. Even her pals have admitted to her addiction. The question is whether it's a light-hearted celebration or a means of dealing with a more somber situation. Even worse, she frequently causes discomfort for others and embarrasses herself at work functions by misbehaving and drinking. Remember how she mistreated Shakira at the September VMAs, for instance. Yes, her stalking and photobombing of Shakira was tantamount to an out-of-control behavior. She finally admitted that she was insane and intoxicated. Katt claims that since he pursues the big fish and she doesn't, he isn't at all concerned about Tiffany. He's aware that she is merely following orders from her superiors because they want to utilize her to deflect attention from the other shocking revelations he makes since they know it would look good for them. There's no doubting, however, that Katt has admirers, and they have acknowledged the allegations that throughout the chat, Katt made a lot of celebrities appear insignificant. Furthermore, they sold out in the worst way possible due to their quest for power. Tiffany is a horrible illustration of someone who has lost herself. Without a doubt, Tiffany Haddish is a puppet. Similar to she is a fake. It's hilarious that Tiffany Haddish, who is 40 years old, is criticizing Katt Williams for smoking. Rather of continuing with cashing, she need to be concerned about not endangering the lives of others as she is unable to control her alcohol intake. Yes, Tiffany, it's embarrassing, but let us know what you think in the comments section below before we go on to the next video.